Hi, this is Melanie from polkadotsandpixiedust.com, and today we are sharing all about our dog sledding excursion in Skagway during our Disney cruise to Alaska. Here's a look at how we booked it and everything that the excursion entailed. In Skagway, Temsco is literally located right across from where the Disney Wonder docks. It's an easy 5-minute walk, so you don't have to worry about figuring out any transportation. Once you arrive, you'll check in at the front desk where you'll be weighed so they can separate you into proper groups to balance out the helicopter. When you book online, they do ask you about your weight because there is an additional charge for guests over 250 pounds, so make sure that's as accurate as possible so you don't have any surprise charges when you arrive. Before you can board the helicopter, you'll be called to watch a safety video and then get geared up for the flight. They give you protective boot covers and a life jacket that goes around your waist. You are welcome to hang out inside or outside, and they do have water, coffee, and restrooms available inside the building. It's highly recommended that you use the restroom before leaving because there are none on the Glacier. You can only take with you what will fit on your person. Everything else will have to stay back in a locker. You'll then break off into your groups and be assigned an order in which to board. They'll go over safety measures once more, and then once you're inside the helicopter, you'll be given a headset so that you can hear the pilot and also communicate to him or others on the helicopter. Our pilot was extremely knowledgeable about the area and gave us some fun facts about Skagway during our flight. It was almost like a little mini tour in itself, which was a nice surprise. My daughter and I were both super nervous about flying in a helicopter for the first time, but once we got up in the air, beautiful scenery was a great distraction, and the pilot made us feel super safe and comfortable. We booked this excursion directly through Temsco, and it saved us a ton of money. I know a lot of people get worried about booking outside of Disney, but this is one that's so easy to do, and everyone on our tour was actually also on our cruise. If you do plan to book directly, just make sure you give yourself plenty of time in case of any issues with weather or other delays. In our case, we booked a 1:45 time slot and got back right at 3:45 just like we were scheduled, and our port day lasted till 7:30 on that day, so we figured we'd have plenty of time to get back even if there was some sort of delay that kept us from making it back on time. At the time of our booking, it was $629 per person to book directly, and if we would have gone through Disney, it would have cost us $849 per person. Now, the prices do change between itineraries, port locations, and dates, so your savings may vary, but I know for us, saving over $400 on this excursion just for 2 people was amazing. So I highly recommend looking into it if this is one that you want to do, especially if you're traveling on a little bit more of a budget, or if you have a larger party. Once you've landed on the Glacier, you'll get to meet the handlers and the mushers that you'll be working with. They'll give you a little bit of an overview about the dogs, and then you get to meet the dogs. These dogs are amazing athletes, and they take their job very, very seriously. We were actually lucky enough to have an Iditarod alumni on our team, so that was very cool to meet her. After meeting the dogs, the musher went over how to drive the sled and gave us some quick safety information. Since our group just consisted of my daughter and myself, we actually got to take turns driving several times. They'll take you around the trail, and depending on the makeup of your group, you may only have the opportunity to drive the sled one time. And there is a very specific trail that you have to follow. Now, you are still kind of attached to the musher. They're in the middle between you and the dogs when you're driving, so you don't really have to worry about messing up or going off trail because they're right there with you the whole time. They do take a few breaks for the dogs, as well as to give you a chance to switch between driving and riding in the sled, and this is a great opportunity to just take in the scenery. It is gorgeous up there. During the run, they will take one action shot of you with a professional camera, and you'll have the opportunity to purchase these photos later on if you want. These dogs love to run, so if you're a driver, make sure you're holding on nice and tight. They can really get going fast. When your mushing session is over, you'll have the opportunity to look at your action shots that they took for you during the first part of the run, and you'll have a chance to talk to the mushers a little bit more, ask any questions you have while you wait for the helicopter to come pick you up. When your helicopter arrives, you'll board the helicopter just as you did before. The entire excursion lasts about 2 hours. This includes the safety video and getting geared up for the trip, the helicopter ride, time with the mushers and the dogs on the glacier, and about 30 minutes for the dog sledding. For us, this excursion was 100% worth it. We loved meeting and spending time with the dogs and learning more about them. And the views from the helicopter were incredible, unlike anything we've ever seen before, and it's definitely not something we would have been able to experience had we not decided to go in a helicopter. We even got a very cool view of the Disney Wonder as we were flying back to Temsco. This excursion was our favorite thing that we did on our Disney cruise to Alaska, and we hope this video has helped you decide if it might be right for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.